WhatsApp is the single most popular messaging app in the world. An estimated 1.5 billion people per month use it worldwide, 400 million a month in India alone. In the US, however, if you stop someone on the street and ask them if they use WhatsApp, you'd get a lot of puzzled faces. Why is one of the world's most popular apps practically unknown in this country? Here's a breakdown of WhatsApp and why Americans don't use it. You're watching the Deets, a show where we demystify the technologies that are shaping the future. I'm your host, Riley Wynn. So what is WhatsApp? It's a messaging app that launched in 2009 and grew so quickly that Facebook bought it in 2014 for a whopping $19 billion. This is still Facebook's largest acquisition to date and one of the largest tech acquisitions in history. As a comparison, Facebook only spent $1 billion to buy Instagram. Facebook obviously thinks WhatsApp is important, but just 20% of Americans use it regularly. That's way less than other countries. The reason? Texting in the US is pretty easy, and it wasn't so easy in other countries like India. Before WhatsApp came along, most Indians had to pay a lot of money to text their friends and family. During busy times like the holidays, it was even more expensive to text. Then came WhatsApp, just around the same time as 3G was coming to India, and just a few years after iPhones were starting to penetrate the Indian market. It was the perfect storm for WhatsApp to dominate. And the same thing happened in tons of other countries around the world. In the US, texting is cheap and works really well. Back in the day, Americans didn't even text. They used AIM to talk to their friends. My AIM username was rwizzle for shizzle, and I always had a fire away message. Texting took off so late for the US because phone calls worked so well and internet was so cheap. So everyone could chat with their high school crush on AIM. In India, they basically leapfrogged desktop computing and went directly into mobile. The other big reason why Americans don't use WhatsApp? We don't travel. At least not as much as people from other countries. According to Forbes, only 42% of Americans even have a passport. That's way less than other developed countries like Canada and the UK. In the US, the biggest group that actually uses WhatsApp is the Latinx community. And they're often talking to people in other countries. Most Americans don't do that. Their friends and families all live here. A majority of the US population hasn't seen the need for another messaging app like WhatsApp. When it comes to messaging, America moves to the beat of its own drum. What might be right for India, Europe, and the Middle East may not be right for us. It takes different strokes of the keyboard to move the world. Do you have WhatsApp? What do you use it for? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, I'm Riley Wynn with Digital Trends, and thanks for watching.